everybody. I am the Roop Troop Mama. And in case you don't know, we homeschool here at the Roop Troop House. And we have been doing it. We are just wrapping up, I guess, our 7th year of homeschool, which is crazy to me because sometimes I still feel brand new to the homeschool world. But I have homeschooled my daughter all the way. We're completing 6th grade this year. And then I have a son who is wrapping up 3rd grade. And then I have one who is wrapping up 1st grade. And then we have preschool and a baby. So a lot is going on around here all the time. But as we are wrapping up our school year, and public schools in the area are wrapping up their school year as well, I just wanted to do a quick video with maybe just like some helpful hints for starting out with homeschool. I know some people are making the shift from traditional school settings to the homeschool setting after this last school year and what it was like. And so I just wanted to give you some hope for what it can be like with these tips. Number one, going into the summer is a perfect time if you're transitioning to homeschool to research homeschool curriculums. Now, some of y'all are going, curriculums? I thought there was only one. No, there are tons and tons and tons of homeschool curriculums. Some are secular, some are religious in nature. I mean, all sorts. There's different styles. There's online learning. If online learning works great for your kids, there's lots of options for that. You can just plug in and keep rolling. If that didn't really work well for your kid, then I would encourage you to research these different homeschool curriculums. And all of them have sections where you can print off samples. Now, print off the sample for the grade that your child just completed, because we're not really trying to do grade placement. We're trying to figure out what system is a good fit for your kid, because you probably really don't know if they've always been in a traditional setting, or if you're just going into kindergarten and this is your first experience with it. So you want to look at whatever their last grade that they are just now completing is, and print off the samples for that grade level and let them look at it. Because, I mean, yes, as the parent, I should have a say, but your child should really have a say too. Is it something that is interesting to them? Does it bore them to tears? Do they like having a workbook with a little checklist at the top that tells them you do this, you do this, you do this, check it off, and they're done? That speaks to some children's learning styles. That overwhelms some other children. Some people respond better to story-based learning. Some people like project-based learning. So you want to print off these samples so you can make as good as you can guess at what your child would like and what would be interesting to your child, what would be a good fit. So that's my first tip. My second tip is unlearn. Unlearn the way that you were taught to learn. Now, me as a parent, when I first got started with homeschool, my experience with learning was through what I went to school for, which was early childhood development, as well as what I learned as a kid that a teacher was, right? So I tried to replicate the school setting at home. That's what I thought homeschool was. And over the years, I have come to know that is not what homeschool is for us as a family. And I think most homeschoolers would say that as well. We don't want the traditional way. That's why we're doing it this way. We want it to be a different experience. So you have to start by unlearning the way to learn. Because that's what I did. I set up things for my daughter like a classroom setting. And it was frustrating and it was not fun. And it just sucked all the joy out of the learning that we had been doing through the preschool years. So I had to unlearn the way that she was going to be taught. And that was about me, really, not about her. And I think you'll find that's true with you as well. Your children, if they are transitioning out of a traditional school setting, will also have to unlearn the way to learn. It's just a different system. And so you'll probably have to kind of let them detox a little bit. They might feel a little like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I find myself a lot of times saying, well, I'm not sure we're doing enough. Did we do enough today to count as a school day? And your kids, if they're transitioning, will probably feel that way too. But I promise you, if you're learning, if you're retaining information, and if you really understand how to use those things that you have learned and those experiences that you have had, it is enough, even if it doesn't feel like it is. Okay, so unlearn for both parties. And then the final tip that I will say is, if you try something and it's not working, scratch it and try something else. Because the goal is to find what fits for you and your family, and there is no one right or wrong answer. And just because you meet somebody in a homeschool group or you see somebody on Facebook who uses this curriculum and everything about it is just so beautiful and they just have such a lovely experience, but when you tried it, it just led to tears or frustration, like, that's okay, that happens. There are many different curriculums because every family is a little bit different and homeschools a little bit differently. And a big case in point is when we started, I had one homeschool student, and now we have 3 homeschool students, plus 2 that aren't old enough to really be part yet. And my homeschool of 3 children plus 2 littles is a lot different than my homeschool with 1. And so we continue to grow and change, adding some things and taking some things away from our school year. But just keep working, just keep looking, ask God, pray and ask Him, like, where are you leading our family? And He will show you. And new things will come your way, and you will feel so blessed because you will know that He put this thing together just for you and just for your family. So it sounds like things are starting to get a little crazy. It's going to be dinner time soon here, so I better run. See you soon.